Yo, this is Deontay the Bronx Bummer Wild, the WBC heavyweight champion of the world. And I'd like to give a big shout out to CJ Goodfella of Sports TV. Bomb Squad.
All right, man, let's talk about another rumor. I think Barney said that kind of alluded to this last night in this live stream that but somebody told me directly that Terence Crawford is gonna sit down with Al Haymon. So I guess Terence Crawford is gonna be taking over the negotiations himself. So he's gonna sit down with Al Haymon, which probably should have been done long ago. So whoever told the negotiations from the beginning didn't get nowhere. I mean, and it don't mean that, it don't mean Terence Crawford gonna get nowhere, honestly. That's what it means. It don't mean Terence Crawford gonna get nowhere. And maybe if Kinahan, got sanctioned, Ireland, didn't reach out to the help of the United States to get Kinahan, maybe this fight would have been done. It was a rumor going out there, and I say a rumor, and this is a rumor. It was a rumor going out there that Terence Crawford, that Errol Spence even met with Daniel Kinahan when he went over to the Middle East after his eye surgery. So that was a rumor going out there that he was over there meeting with Daniel Kinahan. It just so happened for, parties involved, Daniel Kinahan was sanctioned by the United States, which, they still don't have no jurisdiction on getting him. And people want to point out that Bud was working with him, but, so was Mauricio Suleiman Jr. He was working with him. A number of people in boxing was working with him. Bob Brown was working with him. He did good business, So maybe if Kinahan was still involved in these negotiations, you know what I'm saying? Maybe if he was still involved in these negotiations, maybe the fight would have been done already. And that's not talked about enough when it comes to these negotiations with Crawford and Spence. Maybe if he was still involved in negotiations, would have been done. So I mean that's not spoke on enough. But apparently him and Al Haymon is gonna sit down and talk. And maybe they get somewhere different. Maybe we get somewhere different. Let me see if I can find it.
Batman Forever said he really was about that. He'd come whoop his ass in his hometown. You think we wouldn't? But just on general purpose.
That's right.
The way they doing the kid, for whatever reason, like I said, you got to come to the round table and sit with the boss and talk to him because he is the man, But they got it for Errol Spence, so it's almost like, man, we already invested too much in him. We can't go in him, so we got to do everything to demoralize him so we can put it in on him, even though we believe he is the best, But we already staked our claim with him, just like family got to stick with family, and that's my beef with PBC. You understand? Hence why the fight taking so long. Hence why would you kind of come at my man wrong with the negotiations, trying to insult him? You understand? But business is business. Boxing is a tough sport, and you got to be.
So you heard what he said in the beginning. I'm gonna play it again. This is the beginning.
The way they doing the kid, for whatever reason, like I said, you got to come to the round table and sit with the boss and talk to him because he is the man, But they
you heard him. You heard him. He said, Terence Crawford got to sit at the table with Al Haymon, with the boss man. He ain't talking about Errol Spence. So he said he got to sit at the table with the boss man, meaning Al Haymon. So, obviously, whoever, if Terence Crawford is able to get it done, and maybe, there's a disconnect in what's being relayed from from who's negotiating the fight to Terence Crawford, and maybe it's a disconnect to what Terence Crawford wants. So what they're doing is cutting out the middleman, and they going right to the table with each other. Maybe they have lunch, and maybe it's more of a conviction. Maybe looking eye to eye, maybe feeling each other energy out, and maybe Al say, you know what, this young man does, deserve this money, or you get to pick his brain, or he feel comfortable speaking to Al. Maybe Al will show him the plan, right. So it's kind of like you ever played that game where you tell a kid something in preschool, you be like, I don't know, blueberries are blue, but by the time you get around from the whole circle of kids and get back to the original messenger, the teacher, it's the blueberries are red or the red berries are blue. So, so what what it sound like they doing is cutting out the middleman. That's what they sound like they doing is cutting out the middleman. So whoever negotiating, which I know who negotiated, but the person that's negotiating on Terence Crawford's behalf, now they being removed and Crawford is going straight to Al Haymon. Now, is it guaranteed that they relationship gonna get off on a good foot? No. Does it guarantee that we gonna get a deal? No. Is it guaranteed that something might be neutral, or it might guarantee that Crawford still may not be satisfied? Yes. But it's a change up. I mean, I told y'all I've been negotiating for about 8-9 months now. So it took to this point where Crawford gonna step in and sound like Crawford gonna step in and take over negotiations, which a lot of people felt like he should have been done. I mean, that's probably why Oscar probably heard how negotiations was going, and Oscar said, "Well, I'll protect your interest for free." If anybody know how him and contracts is Oscar De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? It's Oscar De La Hoya. So if anybody, so maybe he should have took Oscar De La Hoya up on his offer. But then again, like I said before, this the change up that he went with. He gonna plug in right. He gonna tap in right with Al. Hope he gets something. People talking about it's close for November. It's not. It's still the money. You heard what Bernie just said. It's a lie. And it sounds like to me like they trying to vilify Terence Crawford for this fight not happening. And they trying to bully him into taking this fight. He's stern. He's stubborn. This might work with another fighter. It might work with them, but Terence Crawford already know that I'm not taking no bullshit offer. I'm not hurting for money. I took care of my money. I've really made a lot of money. I don't need advances. I don't need loans. I put my money in the right places. I invested my money right. So I can, as long as y'all want to, take, y'all can take. You better worry about Fat Boy, swelling up and getting fat and getting drunk, and nigga was looking high in that picture that he was in. They better worry about they fighter, remaining disciplined. Because I'm going to be in shape. I'm going to stay in the gym. I'm going to stay active. I'm going to stay disciplined. I'm not going to, drinking and smoking, all that, whatever, all the shit they doing. You're not going to catch me catching niggas on their necks and nothing like that. You're not going to catch me doing nothing like that. I'm going to stay in shape. I'm going to preserve my body. And there's ways you can look at it. You can look at it as he getting stagnant, he getting old, but you also look at maybe some of them old injuries can heal up. That's the other way you can look at it. Maybe some of them older injuries, can heal up. But, when you're older, you got to stay in rhythm. And that's the honest truth. When you're older, you got to stay in rhythm. You got to stay in shape. I mean, and you got to remain in shape and in rhythm. But like I said before, with this situation, bro, and Terence Crawford is taking over these negotiations. You heard what Bernie said. So I don't know if the difference is going to be different. I don't know if it's not going to be different. I don't know if Terence Crawford brings somebody else in to handle the negotiations. I don't know if they exhausted all options. They already asked the WBC to order him as a mandatory, and they're not going to step in. So I think, in my opinion, Kinahan not being part of these negotiations probably hurt. I think it probably hurt. Just being real, I think it probably hurt. But I ain't gonna step in and hopefully get something done. But I told you ain't nothing done. Crawford ain't signed no contract for November, is what I was told. He ain't signed no contract, and what Mike Coppenger's putting out is propaganda. And that's what it is. You know. But yeah, hopefully we get a better result. That's all we can hope for. Hopefully we get a better result. Hopefully something change. But maybe Al can carry the one or do something like that. Who knows? But apparently the offer is 80-20 and they not budging off of that. That's the disrespect. The offer is 80-20. And who taking that? Who taking 80-20? Seriously, who taking 80-20? People know, oh, y'all don't fight in Dallas. And why would you fight? I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Honestly. Because it'd be cheaper to get into the fight. But, how would I come to your hometown when it's known for robberies? Why would I come to Dallas for? Like I said before, they want all the advantages, but Errol Spence ain't got all the clout. He ain't got no clout. If it was really like that, Bud would literally have to take 80-20 for the fight. Just like Floyd did with Oscar De La Hoya, but he ain't no Oscar De La Hoya. He ain't even no Anthony Joshua Canelo Alvarez. Apparently he ain't even Tank Davis. He ain't none of that. So, that's crazy. That's crazy. But it is what it is. So now he's going to take negotiations in his own hands. So we'll see. Maybe Al can show him something. Maybe Al will come different at him. Maybe Al will come different. Maybe he won't. But they said a November date is still a possibility. It still can happen in November, but the time is ticking on a November date. The time is ticking on a November date. That's what I can tell y'all. The time is ticking. The time is ticking. The time is ticking. But it's still time. But apparently, he gonna sit down with Al, and hopefully they can work something out. And hopefully they can work something out. But if not, hey, I can't tell y'all what's next. Can't tell y'all what's next. So for either or, but hey, it is what it is. Especially if Keith Thurman talking about fighting Lara. I mean, that means Terence Errol Spence probably not gonna fight him. So it is what it is on that standpoint. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video. Finance, you want to support the channel, Cash App, $sign CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit my link tree, find me on Twitter and Instagram. Reach out there if you got a business question, inquiry, sponsor, video request. Also find me on Twitch. Also Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, Amazon Music, and plenty more. Cash App, Venmo, PayPal is also inside the link tree. Link tree is the first link in the description. Appreciate the love, support. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace.